What's up, guys? So today we are back in the 4runner. I ended up pulling my homemade manual boost controller out, and I'll explain in some detail in a bit. I ended up putting some Chinese manual boost controller in. May not even be any better, but we're gonna go play with it. We're gonna turn the boost up in this thing, see how comfortable I am with higher boost levels. This thing has seen 15 PSI before, unintentionally, but it was pretty amazing, let me tell you. It's still not fast. I mean, it's a 3rd gen 4runner, but it definitely moves. So we're gonna get some temperature in this thing. We're gonna play with the boost a little bit and take you guys along for the ride. Hopefully I have it kind of pre-tuned. I set up the AEM FIC6 to where it kind of has an overboost protection. So I had it running around 10 PSI, but I think I set the overboost tuning to around 15. So we're gonna turn the boost up and kind of see what happens. All right, so right now we're in low boost, just cruising. I'm gonna make a small hit just to kind of see where we're at boost wise. Hopefully you can make that out right there. Okay. All right. I couldn't even see it through the GoPro, but I don't know, it looks like around 6 or 7 PSI. Let's get a miles per gallon, or not miles per gallon, miles per hour shot here. Alright, yeah, that one looked like about 6 PSI. My tuning is rich. It's hard to street tune this thing on a piggyback, but I'd rather be rich than lean, you know? So we're gonna pull into this parking lot here, and we'll talk about the boost controller setup a little bit. I don't know if you could hear that, but the turbo is still spinning. Okay, so here is my Chinese boost controller. In my other video, I had a homemade boost controller. And if you haven't seen the video, this is my homemade dual boost setup. You should check it out. So we're gonna play with this a little bit and kind of see what happens. Okay, so why did I ditch the manual boost controller, the homemade manual boost controller? So I was running about 6 or 7 PSI on low boost, right? I adjusted the homemade boost controller about as far as I could, and I would see about 10. It's not bad, but I should see more. The biggest issue I had was, since the boost controller has a spring and ball, the stainless steel ball that's inside, when it would get moisture on it, it would start to rust and it would start to stick, and then it would start to not open. When it doesn't open, you see too much boost, but it's irregular. So that was becoming a problem. Problem that I didn't want to have necessarily. You don't want to make a hit. I speak like I race this thing, but you don't want to make a hit and then just see all the boost, and then look at that, engine's gone. So I went with just a basic vent to atmosphere boost controller. So we'll see how it works. Let's go play with it. I don't know where it's set at right now, so I'm just going to turn it on, make a hit, and adjust as I go. Alright, so we're in high boost right now. It's kind of, I need to be able to see this gauge as well as you guys be able to see this gauge, but here we go. Oh, alright. That was, God, what, about 14? So we may need to turn it down a little bit. But let's check out these AFR numbers while we do this as well. Okay, so it looked like it dipped down to about 11 something. How about those noises though? God dang. Let's check out the miles per hour here. Get to about 30. Alright. Not bad. Oh, well, okay, so here's one issue. Since my 4runner is a 98, oh, check out that steering wheel shake. I do not have the drop-in MAF like the later styles. So I have the cartridge style, right? Now clamping the coupler to that cartridge style MAF is kind of scary. I've blown it off multiple times and I just remembered that. So wouldn't surprise me if I blow it off again, but it's kind of sketchy to tighten it all the way because it's just plastic. You know, you crack that and those things are expensive. I do plan on wiring in the later style MAF, but then I have to change the charge pipe and do some fabrication, which I can't weld aluminum, so I gotta find somebody. You know, it's just the process. So for now, just gonna run it, I guess. Keep blowing off the coupler and then maybe make it a little tighter next time. So I guess we'll see. I'm gonna find a place to turn in here and turn down the boost controller a little bit, because I was not flooring it, by the way. So we were seeing 14 psi at maybe half to 3/4 throttle. Yeah, so we're gonna turn it down, make a few more hits, see what happens. Alright, so let's see here. I'm gonna say that way's down. So I don't know. Let's see what that does. Turn down a little bit. Let's see what we got. Alright, still I gave it a little more juice in the gas pedal, so we're still hitting about 14. So let's turn it down a little bit more, huh? Alright, make another hit here. I hate to say it, but I think this $26 Amazon manual boost controller is better than the homemade, but I do like building little things and trying to do things on my own, so it was a good experience. All right, let's make this hit. All right, I didn't even see what that was. I was watching for this this charger behind me. Huh? See if he wants it. Okay, so it looks like we're at 12-13 pounds on that. I guess that's not bad. I guess I should probably pay attention to the fuel ratio too, though, huh? Okay, let's wait for this red light here. think that was like 13 and a half. I know you don't want that. Oh man, look at that. You can see me in the gauge. Little lean. Okay. Maybe I can show you guys here. See if you can see both. See, the hard thing with a piggyback is you're fighting the stock ECU, right? You never really seem to get a consistent, accurate reading, which kind of sucks. But, you know, who's got $2,500 to spend on a, what am I thinking of? Like a Haltech or AEM standalone, that's what I'm thinking of. So what do? You know, a lot of people, so this is an issue. A lot of people say, at least the supercharged people and the few other turbo people that I've come across, they say that these factory ECUs will compensate for the boost themselves. That was not my case. I just touched boost and it went like boop, full lean, like 17 lean. I have a buddy who has a turbo 4runner as well. He had the same exact issue. He would touch boost and it would just go straight to lean. We both put AEM 340 fuel pumps in, same thing. Now, other people will also say that these factory injectors are not good enough, which, I mean, I hit 15 PSI at one point at 10 flat AFR. Injectors are not the issue. So there's conflicting, you know, stories with this, and some people it does work. Some people, stock ECU works. Okay, I'll admit that, but I'm just saying mine didn't. So if you plan on like turboing your 4runner, even supercharging, you know, you should get a wideband for sure. And before you play with too much boost, make sure you're getting enough fuel. What else? What else? Let's make another hit, huh? Alright, see? I don't know if you could see that that AFR there, but it went like 11 for a second, and then it just went to like 13. There's the piggyback and stock ECU fighting. If you don't understand why they're fighting, it's looking for fuel trim, a percentage of fuel trim, right? Plus or negative 10 is pretty good. So if you get out of that range, the factory ECU is either going to try and push fuel or pull fuel. Yeah, so you piggyback is saying, you know, push fuel in, and then your fuel trims go way out of whack, so your stock ECU is saying pull fuel out, and that's where you get that fluctuation. You know, if you have a standalone, you can just put in numbers that's like, hey, do this at this point. It's easier, but it's tricky with a piggyback, especially when you're trying to street tune. And these ECUs are so slow that, like, even if you have something connected to the DLC3, OBD2 port, whatever you want to call it, your fuel trims don't update quick enough for you to make a hit and watch the fuel trims and then try to adjust it. So, you know, maybe if you had access to a dyno, yeah, you could probably do it, but, you know, that's why I make mine rich, you know? I'd rather be too rich than too lean. And, I don't know, it is what it is, I guess. So I am genuinely surprised I haven't blown this boot off though. Normally it would take 1 or 2 hits at like 11, 12 PSI and just blow that thing right off, but maybe I got it just tight enough. Let's make sure that my low boost is still doing alright. Let's see here. Oh man, I totally forgot I had the air horn. Sorry, 4th of July, people out selling fireworks. Let's do a quick low boost hit here. Yeah. See, low boost, you see it go like 10.5 AFR. It's pretty rich. I mean, that was only, you know, 5, maybe 6 pounds. Safe. Maybe in another video I'll get into the AEM and kind of show you how to adjust it. I'll probably put a little more fuel in it just to be safe. I definitely like to be close to 11 AFR, 11 and a half. 13 high 12s is not where I'd like to be in high boost. So another video, I think we'll do that. I wish you could zoom on this GoPro. So much fun. I don't think is it legal? I don't know. Oh man, I swear that never gets old. By the way guys, I am fairly impressed with this, again, just $26 manual boost controller. I'll drop a link below, you can check it out. Yeah, it works. Buy it. Not bad, huh? Hey, that was a solid pull. See? These piggybacks, man, that was like a 11 and a half AFR, that whole pull. Solid 12, 13 pounds. See, and then I questioned playing with the tuning, you know? Maybe I'll still plug you guys in and show you what's going on. I don't know. Maybe I'll tighten up that MAF coupler and try and get to like 15 PSI. That would be pretty fun. Seriously, these things wake up. Like, this thing was supercharged before, and I had the 7th injector, 2.1 pulley, and I seriously could not hit over 7 PSI. That should be 9 to 10 PSI easy. I don't know what it was. I think it was an issue with the supercharger. I couldn't figure anything else out. But going from supercharged to turbo, my God, like night and day difference. Yes, there's a little bit of lag with the turbo, but I mean, you get a good turbo and it's not that laggy. I went from a CX Racing turbo, okay, it cost me $209, I think, and that thing wasn't very laggy. Like, it hit pretty good. And then I got a Garrett, it's a GTX 3076R Gen 2 dual ball bearing. My God, this thing whistles like nobody's business. It spools up quick. Absolutely love this thing. God dang, man, Ryder truck's making a hot lap. Anyways, lag, I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. You get all the noises. I should put you guys in the engine bay. Give you guys some turbo noises. What do you think about that? Maybe I'll do that. Let me go find a parking lot. Be right back. Not bad, huh? Sounds pretty good. Glad I didn't lose you guys. While we're in here, you can see this is starting to separate right here. That's what I'm talking about. Look at how it bulges away from the throttle body. It's starting to come off, trying to come off. But whatever. Remember, guys, check that back grill out. See you next time. One more thing, like and subscribe. Peace.